Hello, this is Taylor with Fox Pool Management. So the test that we're going to be doing right now is the acid demand and the base demand tests. So what we're going to do for these acid demand, base demand tests is firstly do a normal pH test with R4. We're going to first do that, and let's say we do that test and we get this solid 7 coloration here. What we're going to want to do in this case is try to find out, obviously the pH would be too low in this case, so we're going to try to find out how much chemicals, how much soda ash, for example, how much soda ash should we add in to raise this pH back up to where it should be. So what I'm going to do is uncap it, and we're going to take R6, because R6 is for the base demand, and we're going to add it to this small tube. So we're going to do 1 drop and then shake and see where that puts us. Typically you want to go like 1 drop at a time until you get to it. So still after 1 drop, still probably like a solid 7.2, maybe like a 7.2 there. So starting to get up there, but not where we want it to be. So we can add another drop of the R6, shake it up, and do that 1 more time. Just keep shaking. Sometimes you want to, for this one, shake pretty well because it can take a little bit to turn to the right color. Okay, so after 2 drops, this color is, I'm gonna let that settle for a second, but now that color is seeming a lot closer to a 7.4. In a lot of cases, if your pH is really low, then you might want to go shoot 1 over and maybe go for the 7.6. So I'm going to do 1 more drop, and you want to make sure that you're counting how many drops you're adding. So that's drop number 3. Okay, we can shake up 1 more time. See where that settles us at. And now that color looks a lot more like a 7.6 if we're looking at that up against the pool or up against open sky. That color is going to be a lot more like a 7.6. So we know now that it takes 3 drops of the acid, the base demand to raise that pH up, and then you would go to your water chemistry booklet and see how many drops compared to how many gallons the pool is. So you have to know the gallonage of the pool and how many drops it took to figure out how much you're adding to the pool. Now we're going to do the same thing with the acid demand test. So let's say, hypothetically, that your pH is way too high. So I just added some here. Let's say that the pH is way too high, so it is a solid purple color, like this is here. Okay, solid purple color. And we want to get that lower than a purple. That's very, very purple, right? So what we're going to do is now take our R5, the acid demand test, and add that to the big tube here, 1 drop at a time. 1 drop, cap and shake. Okay, still nothing, still high color, so we're gonna do another drop. Cap and shake. And then we're starting to get to a better color that's more like a 7.6. So there's 2 drops. Maybe we're gonna undershoot it here, right? Because we were really high. So we're gonna go for 7.4. We're gonna do 1 more drop of the acid. So that's 3 drops. And let's see where that lands us. Okay, that lands us much closer to a 7.4 level. 7.4. 7.4. So now, once again, that took 3 drops of the acid demand test, which means that we would once again go to that sheet, compare how many gallons is the pool times how many drops it is, and we're going to find that number on the sheet of how much muriatic acid that you should be adding to lower that pH. So that's it for the acid and base demand tests, and I will see you in the next one.